What should you actually say when you're next to a girl? That you probably already know the advice, oh, you should ask questions and you should be interested in them. That advice is like really basic, and the guys who follow it end up feeling like they're in an interview with the girl. And you probably felt this too. You've probably felt that you've been in this one-sided conversation where you're asking her questions and she's answering, and it just feels like an interview. Maybe she's asking you the question out of like politeness. You say like, oh, what's your favorite type of music? And she says, oh yeah, like drum and bass. What's your favorite type of music? Yeah, well, I really like 90s bro. And the conversation, you know for a fact, is not the kind of one that she's having with Chad. So what conversation are these girls actually having which sexually excites them? And it's definitely not the kind of one that you're having which just feels like an interview. This is exactly what you do. Instead of asking questions and making your conversation with her kind of like an interview, you instead tease her. Teasing a girl is far more enjoyable than going through like this dry, boring ass interview questions of like, what kind of music do you like? You tease her in almost like a slightly mocking tone with like a slight insult. You don't want to just tease her by saying, oh yeah, you're a fat bitch or some shit. But you want to tease her in a way that's quite clearly like not true, so it's not going to hurt her feelings. For example, with my girl now that I'm dating, for our first date, we sat in a cafe together and we both had like a hot drink, and we were in Thailand, right? So we met in Thailand. She's wearing like this beautiful black dress, and this one cafe was pretty warm, so she started to sweat, as you know, it's normal to do in Thailand. And I just started making fun of her for sweating. I was, oh, you did squats in the bathroom, like to warm up before you come speaking to me and stuff. And you know, she had like a bit of sweat. I'm wiping it off her and saying, oh, you're so sweaty, you know, just teasing around with that. That made our conversation flow so well, to the point that I was leaving Thailand that same day, by the way. That was my last day on Thailand. I literally just had like a last minute date with this girl. It was so good. She was meant to stay in Thailand with her brother for like months in the future. We had such a good time together on that date that she literally left her travels early, came back to the UK to be with me. So I made such a great impression on that first date because I focused entirely on this kind of teasing, light-hearted vibe, this sexual energy, before getting into the more sort of serious conversation. Oh, fuck me. Holy shit, bro. When I was in university, I was a fuckboy, right? I was good at sleeping with girls from like Tinder and clubs and everything. And me and my one friend, Levi, we went out onto this club night. Inside the club, you know, we kissed girls and stuff, but none of the girls like were coming out with us. But we leave the club, we're about to go home, we've got an Uber, and we see these two like cute looking, like bro, sexy looking girls, like hot looking girls. It was very interesting because the two girls we saw were like exactly our type. So we go up and start spitting game to these girls, and we start telling them, oh, you know, come into our Uber, come back to our place and everything, we will have like music, we got drinks and everything. And the girls are weighing it up and they're, yeah, go on. And the girls are vibing us, right? So we bring both girls back to our apartments, and I start kissing my girl. I'm with a black haired girl, and I bring her into my room, and out of nowhere, bro, the other girl walks in, just kind of like not interested. She walks in, stops me and my girl, and kind of tells my girl, like, come on, like, we're going. I'm like, what the fuck? So what, you know, like, why is my friend not held it down? Like, come on, bro, just take care of your girl for like another 5 minutes, bro. All I needed was 5 minutes, bro. He sat there on his bed just looking defeated. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? All you have to do is just like keep her busy. Like, if you're not gonna fuck her, fine. But like, I was about to, bro. What the fuck? Like, why is your girl coming to my room and interrupting me and taking her away? And they've just went home now. And he just looks at me, he's like, oh, bro, I've got no fucking game. Like, he usually is kind of a smooth guy, but this is literally what happened. This guy brings his girl into his room, and they sit there with like the bright light on, no music playing or anything. They just sat there at the edge of his bed, and he's just asking her interview questions. So like, what kind of music do you like? Oh man, so his girl just got bored with the conversation, literally stood up, left him, came inside my room, just said, yeah, come on, we're leaving. You can't be asking girls these boring ass questions. I know that sort of conventional advice tells you that you should take an interest in the girl and you should ask her about her hobbies. Bro, girls don't want to speak about their hobbies. That's boring as fuck. They want you to tease them, to have like a little bit of playful banter, to like play wrestle with each other. They want you to speak about like your work, which you're extremely passionate and ambitious about. Do you want to know one of the single conversations that I've had which has increased a girl's attraction to me to the sky limit is with this girl when I told her about my plans for YouTube with my leadership of this movement, and I looked her in the eyes and said that I'm going to the top. Do you want to join me? Imagine how fucking interesting, how emotional that makes a woman feel when you speak to her in this certain way. Where you don't just ask these little, like, you know, silly questions like, oh, did you do the homework today? What's your music type? Oh, like, just this like little weak ass beta male soy boy kind of like conversations. And instead you speak to her like a man. And a man either speaks to a woman with like so much ambition and tells her, yes, like, I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna be so successful. Or he speaks to her like he's almost like playing around with her, and he's just kind of like laughing around with her, he's teasing her and stuff. He doesn't take her too seriously. Honestly, most of the conversations that I have with my girl, it's just me just teasing her. And that, like, I see her so bubbly, so like goofy, so like laughing with me. I'm like pushing her onto the bed and everything, and they like that stuff. They don't want to be bored, sat down next to a guy who's saying, oh, what kind of music do you like? Scroll down right now and click on the subscribe button and you'll see more videos like this. Also, click and watch this video right now. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Mwah!